Good morning. It's Monday, August 28th, and that means two things. When you're upset with someone on email, switch to a phone call. And it's time for the lighting industry news brief, and that's brought to you by Keystone Technologies. And this time we are talking about their XFit traditional slim wall pack. You know what it has? It's half. It is much slimmer. It is half the depth of your average wall pack. And you know what that means? It's half the depth. The boxes are half as deep, which means you can fit twice as many on your shelves, or free up some space for some tubes, or make a little fort where you can nap on the shelf. I'm not your dad, you figure it out. That's KeystoneTech.com. The link is in the description. The IES has unveiled a draft version of RP46, which is related to designing lighting for circadian entrainment. Oregon has become the 7th state to ban fluorescents. Screw-in and bayonet-based lamps will go on 2024, and the next year, pin and linears will go. Specialty lamps are still allowed. The DLC is seeking comments on their image policy in the QPL. They are proposing letting you add pictures of your products for no fee. The DLC Industry Advisory Committee has released their June meeting details with their agenda and minutes. Again, just now. The meeting was June 21st. The minutes went up on August 21st. Leave a comment as to what would happen to you if you took 2 months to post 2 pages of a report. Cooper has opened a new learning lab in Monroe, New Jersey. The DOE has announced energy efficiency jobs are gaining nationwide. In the last year, 170,000 jobs have been added to a number of sectors. UPS, the Teamsters Union, has signed a 5-year deal with the owners, so there won't be any service disruptions planned. Kenroy Home, a vendor of decorative lamps and furniture, has closed, just ending operations very abruptly. The U.S. Commerce Secretary is going to China. There's a weekend visit with the Chinese Minister of Commerce seeking stability. Ledtronics is 40. They're an OEM. That's 350,000 hours of work. Solace is shifting their focus to their architectural business segment. Ledvance has a new slogan, Power Through Light. LSI will be issuing a dividend, that's a nickel a share, today. Sales are up at Applied UV, revenues up about 84%. Leviton Canada is carbon neutral 2 years ahead of schedule. Glamox's revenues were up 17% in Q2. Turtle has opened a new HQ in Clark, New Jersey, and the FAA has grants for runway safety, $121 million in projects. Some of those are lighting related. In rep agencies, Disdowd and Theovine, Quebec-based reps, will merge. In legal briefs, Signify has secured an ITC investigation on LED-related patents. We have a missing streetlight in the town of Milton, pulling the city itself and the utility into an injury suit. This is a third-party claim against the local utility. And an artist and designer, Bruce Monroe, has claimed that lighting devices that he designed for the Fairchild Tropical Botanical Garden in Florida were copied by their manufacturer and the garden themselves. In events news, we have a preview event online for the IES Street and Area Lighting Conference. This is a Zoom call on 7th of September. CLASP, an off-grid an efficiency group, will be going down to the South Asia Forum for Distributed Energy. This is a global off-grid event. We also have registration open for Moonlighting. That's an IES art show ahead of their convention. They will not be taking walk-ins or on-site check-ins. So if you want to go, you have to register ahead of time. In IoT news, we have TP-Link bulbs. We've discovered a security vulnerability in TP-Link bulbs. They will show your Wi-Fi's password if attacked. The Continental Automated Buildings Association is now the Association for Smarter Homes and Buildings, Ashby to their friends. Wolfspeed has sold off their radio frequency businesses to Macom Technology Solutions. That's $125 million in cash and stock. No one set fires in Maui to accelerate smart city projects. Maui isn't even thinking about connecting any of their infrastructure. because it just caught fire. That would have slowed that down. In market predictions, $17 billion for ceiling fans, 13% growth for building energy management, $17 billion for solar street lighting, 11% gains in LED lighting, 47% expansions in lighting as a service businesses, $189 billion for plant factories. We have plant factories being factories that grow plants, not anything else. That's an ambiguous phrase. 5% increase in gesture controls for lighting. As a hand talker, that worries me. And we have a 1% expansion in krypton gases. In research and development, once again, LEDs may be hazardous to your health. The combination of flicker and blue light, not great for you on a number of factors. Self-driving cars are still bad at spotting people at night, especially if you're short or have darker skin. Feeling safe, say neighborhood amenities like street lighting, reduce your odds of heart attack. So feeling safe makes you safe. That's how that works. We have some progress from West Virginia Water Research Institute, turning acidic mine drainage from coal waste into cobalt and other useful rare earths. We talked about this like 4 years ago, but there's some progress on that front. Eye damage is linked with dementia. Vision issues can be correlated with brain issues. The University of Zhejiang has built a better X-ray phosphor using bismuth and europium in a high-temperature solid state, and the rest of it was all very engineering, and I'm sure interesting to people who read more engineering than me. I went to school for philosophy. In darkness-related news, Minami Rokushi in the Kyui Prefecture of Japan is Japan's fourth dark sky place, and the first urban night sky place in a lot of Asia, as it turns out. Circadian modulation does improve memory in mice with Alzheimer's disease. The U.S. Customs and Border Patrol has resumed work on the wall in Starr County, but this time they're assessing for environmental impact related to lighting. Volusia County, Florida is celebrating one of their best turtle seasons on record. Dark Sky has named their photo contest winners. France has banned illuminated ads at night between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. Hong Kong night fishing is using a hazardous amount of light. Boulder, Colorado is switching to LED streetlights, but they are making sure that those mitigate light pollution. Belfast is altering lighting in hopes of helping starlings return to the city's bridges. We have a petition to end light pollution in Yolo County, California. A Seattle free pantry was closed over its lighting. Utah proceeds with an inland port project near a bird sanctuary over complaints. A citizens group in Cody, Wyoming, yes, we're still talking about Cody, Wyoming, has sued the city to stop the temple from being built. Navajo County, Arizona has banned light trespass. Doylestown, Pennsylvania is beginning a Lights Out campaign ahead of migration season, as has the Louisiana Wildlife Federation. In horticultural news, we have cannabis sector rebates working out with $26 million in savings charted by people who've already opted in. In recommended reading, all this on nailed.org and more. We have light pollution, the point of no return. You can change the lighting in your space to help you find lost stuff. Human-centric lighting is good for business. Accessories are good for retail. Humans, how do you balance human and aesthetic needs with your lighting? We have the era of maintenance is upon us. An analysis of gallium shortages. We have a profile of an activist neon bender. What do salt lamps actually do? Rebates as a service, could that be a thing? We have creating matter from light, very advanced physics going on there, and shedding light on the future, Nightscape technology, and their eco-friendly illumination. These guys are designed a lamp that is only 2% blue. In local news, Nebraska is offering homeowners grants. We have $15 million in infrastructure projects going into the Enoch Cree First Nation in Alberta. We have $1.4 million in grants in Rhode Island. We have Texas synagogues getting grants for security. Tiffany lamps will be exhibited at a Whitehall, Michigan museum. Stetson Hill University is going to LED. 7 North County libraries in New York are getting lighting retrofits. Kentucky and Indiana are looking for federal grants for lighting. Wichita, Oklahoma moves to condemn utility rate hikes. LaFrac Point Lighthouse, the lighthouse at LaFrac Point in New Jersey, is adding more lights. Cambridge, Minnesota is changing its mind about street lighting. Rio Rancho, New Mexico is taking their streets to LED. Nanaimo, BC is going to switch to LED streetlights, but only as old ones burn out. California Transport is spending $1.8 billion on road improvements. In Hamilton, Ontario, an unlicensed electrician swapped out some recessed lighting the wrong way and lit a house on fire, doing $10,000 in damage. Hershey, Pennsylvania is home to candy-shaped street lamps. Isn't that something? Geisach, Germany is adding more street lighting. Suffolk, UK is adding lighting to a graveyard after complaints of misbehavior. What kind of misbehavior? The kind that gets me an explicit rating on iTunes. In People News, Sejal Seth has moved from Savant to the Harvest Group. LMPG has appointed Jesse Lilly as their CCO and head of marketing. Randy Reed has resigned from the NLB. We have a former Acuity CEO joining the BOD of ScanSource. Tom Howe has joined NovaFlex as a sales manager. Jim Benson has been named the VP of marketing at Redaptive. And things you can make: a doorbell that's connected to the internet that's actually private. You can create a full wall camera obscura using one of your windows. You can make a robot face. And you can make your own semiconductors after you've made your own tube furnace. I've been Scott Wachter. Thank you to Nailed. Thank you for your attention. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the music. Have a good one.
Yeah, you know, I took a walk down that dirt road to a house that's falling apart. You know, I went to see that voodoo girl cooking soup in a broth of hearts. You know, and her potions came over me like the sea under an Antarctic morning. You know, I took a statue from a garden and a bug from a jar. Made it past the iron gate, down that lilac tree trail to my car. And the potions came over me like the sea under an Antarctic morning. You know, potions came over me like the sea under an Antarctic moon. Potions came over me like the sea under an Antarctic moon. And that voodoo girl was blind, but she could see right through me every time.